This is Kent Hance, best storyteller in Texas. The saying of the day is, I got myself a senior's GPS. Not only does it tell me how to get to my destination, it tells me why I wanted to go there when I get there. I always like that. Pretty funny. I've got one of my former students at Texas Tech, Rudy Gatlin of Larry Gatlin, the Gatlin Brothers.
Larry, Steve, and Rudy, the Gatlin Brothers.
That's right, Larry, Steve, and Rudy, the Gatlin Brothers. Rudy was the third boy in the group. He was the youngest, and he had a lot to do with how they got started. But I'm going to interview him today about a lot of things, and you'll get a lot of wisdom if you listen to this, and you'll get a lot of probably BS also, but it'll be fun. I will say that one thing before I started today. Last week I was in Washington for the inauguration. It was a great time and fun events, but it was cold. The Saturday night ball, they had it roped off and had it fenced off, and you had to walk about 30 minutes to get there, and it was 12 degrees outside with a light breeze. So it was something else. But saw a lot of people. It was a lot of fun. There were people from all over the country and all over the world there. And so it was a fun time. Rudy Gatlin, tell me what I'd like to do on this. I like to interview you, and I want to talk to you about your parents. Tell me about your parents first, and then we'll talk about your brothers and sister.
William Wayne Gatlin, Curly Gatlin
Curly.
From Maybank, Texas, and Billy Christine Gatlin from McGargle, which is right outside of Abilene, Texas, which is 45 miles south of Wichita Falls.
Yep, I know where it is.
They met in Andrews.
Good town.
Andrews, Texas, and moved back to Abilene. Dad went to the service, and she waited for him. They got together after the service. He was over in China after the war, 45, 46, got married, and he got in the oil business. And we started in Abilene, Odessa, Abilene, then Abilene, and then Odessa.
You went to high school in Odessa.
Yes,
and came to Texas Tech, and that's where I met you.
B-Law.
B-Law, you're one of my honor students.
Oh, well, we didn't know that at the time, but...
Well, I tell people that you could not sing a lick until you took my B-Law course, and it helped you and got you where you could sing.
I couldn't even spell B-Law.
Yeah.
Much less.
But you graduated from, this is a good story, you graduated from Texas Tech in 1974, and you could not go to a graduation, and we've set it up that in 2024 you walked through graduation and spoke to the graduates, and it was really touching, and I could tell it meant a lot to you to be walking across that stage, and that you were really joyful and proud of your Texas Tech degree, and so appreciate that. Let's go back though to entertaining. Your oldest brother's Larry, is that right?
That's right.
And then Steve.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
And then you have a sister,
LaDonna. She's 2 years younger, and then brother Steve. Steve and I were born in Abilene. My sister was in Abilene. Larry's born in Seminole. He and Tanya Tucker, Seminole, Texas.
Yeah, Seminole Indians. And
we started singing in Abilene. You know how many years Larry and Steve and I have been singing together?
How long?
70.
70 years, and you're only 68.
Yeah, right. Well, this year is our 70th anniversary of singing together, and we are going back to Abilene, Texas on March the 8th. That's when we won that little talent show, and at the Rose Fieldhouse in Abilene, Texas, March 8th. It was in the Abilene Reporter News the next day.
Yeah, well, that's all you needed to know.
Guess who had started having us on his, he was a judge at that contest also. He was a big star, country star, had a TV and radio show there in Abilene on KRBC TV. His name was Winston Moore. Guess what his stage name was? And if you can sing me his hit song, you win the prize.
Okay, well, let's hear it. What?
Don't let the stars get in your eyes. Don't let
Yeah,
the moon break your
oh,
heart.
I know that one. But he
Love
wrote
Blooms
that.
at Night.
He wrote that.
He wrote it, had a hit on it because nobody else would record it. He hung out in Dallas trying to get all those guys to record it that come through the Longhorn Ballroom. They wouldn't record it. He recorded, had a big hit on it, retired, went back to Abilene, had a TV and radio show, was a judge at that show, at that contest. And shortly thereafter, we started singing on his TV and radio show. And we got pictures to prove it. And I was 2.5. Steve was 4.5, almost 5. Larry was 6, almost 7. But 2, 4, and 6 just kind of rolls off the tongue. So,
your mother said that you were the ham of the group when y'all were little.
Well, I didn't know much about. I don't remember. I was 2, 2.5, and there would be bugs crawling in the TV studio there. And they said I would go over there and stomp the bug, and they'd roll a quarter out there. Well, shoot, that's a quarter. I'm gonna go get that thing, while we're singing.
Yeah, but y'all won is a local contest.
Cavalcade of Talent. I've still got the trophy.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm looking at my phone here to pull. I should have pulled up some of these pictures. I've got a picture with Mom and Dad. And Mom's sitting there holding the trophy. Yeah, and we're going back March the 8th, and
So y'all will perform. There. Where will you perform on March the 8th?
Abilene Convention Auditorium. Okay. Abilene Convention Center Auditorium.
Okay.
Downtown Abilene.
And that's March 8th is what day of the week?
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yep. Been looking forward to this. About 5 years. I mean, starting about at 55 or 60, we'd do a little thing on the social media, get a little press, and 60, 65, but 70, that's huge. Yeah. A lot of people, they don't believe us. We got pictures.
Well, and you're talking.
We already had outfits.
You're talking about people that were the original, and they're still together after 70 years. There's some groups, the Platters are always playing in Vegas, and they've got some that their great granddad was in the original group or something, and so it's not continuous group.
This is us. Yeah. Well, someone asked Brother Steve one time, what'd they say? Are you the original members? Oh, and Steve said, oh, no, they died a long time ago.
I like it.
We should have died a long time ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you probably should have, but you didn't. You've now back to taking care of yourself and taking good care of yourself. What in Odessa? You graduated from Odessa High or Permian?
Odessa High in 1970.
Broncos.
And
you came to Texas Tech. Larry had gone to University of Houston.
That is correct. He got a scholarship because one of his high school coaches had gone the year before and was a coach at University of Houston, and they gave him a scholarship. I think he played a total of 13 minutes at University of Houston, and that was only after they were up. They beat Tulsa 100-6. Remember that game?
I remember that game.
He scored the 92nd point.
Is that right?
They let him in. He ran a little out route. The guy missed him. He caught it and ran in for 6 points. You know who was on the Tulsa team? You might know him.
Who?
Larry's brother-in-law, David Moss.
Oh, yeah.
Who was the district attorney in Tulsa.
Yeah.
God rest his soul.
He ought to prosecute Houston for running that score up on him.
You know who else was on that team?
Who?
The talk show host. What's his name? Bald. I hate it when I can't think of people's names. Help me here, Chancellor. He's got a big time TV show, interviews people. He was on that team.
But it wasn't Larry King.
No. Oh, crap. I'll think of it here about 3:00 in the morning.
No need to call me. I'll take your word. You can just send me a text.
Word for it. He was on that team.
I had a guy named Ron Seiler's friend of mine in law school, and we were trying to think of a guy that played linebacker for Oregon or Oregon State or something. And I said, he said, when I think of it, I said, call me. That morning at about 3:30, my phone rang, and it was his voice, and he said, Jack Mad Dog Obilovich, and that was the name of the player. Jack Mad Dog Obilovich, and he was proud of him.
Phil. His first name's Phil.
Oh yeah, Dr. Phil.
McGraw.
That Oprah found, and when she got sued up in Amarillo, he
was on that team that David Moss was on at Tulsa that they beat 100-6.
Dr. Phil was a witness for Oprah Winfrey when she got sued by my friend Paul Engler in Amarillo. She talked about that mad cow disease. She'd never eat another hamburger as long as she lived, and he sued her in Amarillo. And the case went on for like 6 weeks. Chip Babcock, another friend of mine, represented her, and they had she bought a house and furnished a house and lived in Amarillo and did her show from the Amarillo Convention Center. And she came back, and after 6 weeks, the jury was out and everything. They came in, and she won. So Engler went over and shook hands with her, and he said, I knew it was going to be hard because you can about to say anything you want to. But he said, look, if you say something bad about beef, I'm going to sue you every time. And next time, I'm not going to sue you in a city like Amarillo. I'm going to sue you in Dumas. And you'll have to go to Dumas for 6 weeks. And to this day, she's never mentioned beef in a negative side again. And Paul Engler lived to last year, and he always said, she won, but in the long run, I won also. So he was big.
Yeah, you think Amarillo, wait till you see Dumas.
Yeah, you go live in Dumas for 6 weeks. And I like Dumas, Moore County. Let's talk about when y'all performed all through grade school and high school and everything. When did you really get the name of the band established as Larry Gatlin and the Gatlin Brothers?
Well, Larry went to Nashville. Long story short, we went to Nashville in the early 70s. I was going to Odessa College before I went to Tech, but I had a college deferment. My number was 92. I had a college. If I would have gotten drafted, I would have proudly served, but I didn't. I kept in school. Although when my first semester at Tech, I went on SCO Pro. I think yours was the only class I passed.
Well, it was entertaining, and I think you made a B.
I made a B.
Yeah, you were interested.
I jumped right into corp finance, intermediate, cost, and I was an accounting major. I couldn't spell accounting, much less major in it. And I learned how to drink beer and play poker. And I'm still cuss the guys. In fact, I'm going to call them right now and cuss them out again because Daddy was not proud of me when I went home and said, son, don't worry, Dad. I got this. I made the dean's list the next semester. Yeah.
That's good.
So anyway,
you caught up.
We had been going to Nashville at the early 70s and 71, 2, 3, trying to record some stuff, have a hit record. It didn't work. After I graduated late in 74, had to take a real estate course, correspondence. They let me do it, so forth. I went back, got my degree. They sent it to me. And thank you for letting me walk last year. I moved to Nashville. I worked with another country singer for a while, for about a year. Donna was there. Steve was there. We cut Broken Lady. Larry had a little solo career all during the early 70s. So he was just Larry Gatlin. We knew we were going to get together. We were the Gatlin family quartet all those years, but he established his name. So the first name was Larry Gatlin Family and Friends. And then our sister left, and it became Larry Gatlin and the Gatlin Brothers.
But after y'all got started, your first hit was what?
Broken Lady, 1976. Won a Grammy for Song of the Year.
What about the California, All the Gold?
78.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Huge. It went from number 8 in Billboard to number 1. Records didn't do that. They went 8, 7, 5 every week. They'd climb. It went from 8 to number 1. Stayed there for 2 weeks. That's a big time record.
Sure. You got on Johnny Carson after that. How was that?
Monumental.
Did you get to intermingle with him at all, or
a little bit? We went up to his office one time, and we'd see him backstage right before he went on. And then Larry, and I tell people, Larry and Johnny hit it off on the couch real well. And wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. Wait a minute. That's funny right there now. Larry and Johnny hit it off on the couch. But you know that talking between Johnny and his guest. Yeah. If it didn't go over very well, you might not be back on there.
You wouldn't be back on. You know, the one thing that's sad is that Johnny Carson was always, you know, funny and everything. And the guys on at 10:30 at night now are just terrible. They're nothing funny. There's 3 of them, and it's always a competition who's the worst.
3? Are there only 3? I thought there were about 20 or 30 guys.
Well, there's more than that, but there's also those 3, the network guys.
Fallon and yeah. Let me tell you something. That's a good lead into my next story.
Let's hear it.
At one time, ladies and gentlemen, 10:30 at night, there was one entertainment show on TV. There were just 3 networks, and there was one, and it was Johnny Carson. Nobody went up against Carson. So when you went on stage, and a lot of comedians will say the same thing, Carson made them.
Sure.
When you went on stage and they pulled the curtain and you did your number or whatever you did, you were the only entertainment on TV.
Yeah.
Think about it. What? You listened to the song on the radio and you went and bought the record, and maybe you would see them on a TV show like Carson or something.
Right.
But other than that, and you saw them if you went to see them in concert, that was huge. Think about if you only had a couple of entertainment shows on. There's entertainment out the wazoo, which we all know. I mean, my God, 900 channels.
You can see anything at any time. You know,
Pat Sajak, you know our buddy Pat Sajak?
Oh, yeah.
He was the weatherman in Nashville.
I did not know that.
Yes, he was. Oprah was in Nashville. At one time, we had John Tesh, went to do CBS Sports things, Pat Sajak, and Oprah Winfrey. Oprah, I'm at the opening of the YMCA today. That's what she did. Special events around Nashville. I'm Oprah Winfrey for whatever, you know. Pat went out there and did the weather in L.A., had the gift of gab, started hosting telethons and charity events, and Merv Griffin went, hey, I want you to come host Wheel of Fortune. 40 years later and $1 gazillion. I don't know how much a gazillion is. Look it up. It's a bunch. He finally retired.
Yes.
He had a TV show. He wanted an entertainment show when he was really hot 25 years ago. He said, I'm not going to go up against Carson at 10:30. I'll start at 11. We went to Carson's people and asked permission. Hey, this is our buddy Pat Sajak from Nashville. Can we do his show at 11 o'clock? Out of respect for what Carson had done for us in our career, it was the right thing to do. Mom and Daddy taught us, you know, we did the right thing most of the time.
Don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Yeah. And they said, sure, go help your buddy. So we did Pat's show a couple of times and then went back and did Carson the last couple of months before he retired. And then Jay Leno took over, and we knew Jay from the 70s when he was a writer on John Davidson's show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jay Leno used to be like all those guys, comedy writers, you know. So that's Pat's history, and it lasted a couple of years or whatever. But yeah, show business. That was huge because a lot of people weren't listening to country music in the 70s, late 70s, but they were watching Johnny Carson.
Right.
And they liked that song.
And they liked it, and they got to listen to little country music.
And we did all the morning shows like Dinah Shore, Merv Griffin, Mike Douglas.
Today's Show, Good Morning America.
Well, we did those in the West Coast, the afternoon shows, because those little old ladies would be sitting there ironing, drinking coffee, smoking cigarettes, and watching Merv Griffin or Mike Douglas or Dinah Shore. Boy, I like them boys there. I'm going to go buy that record.
Hey, in this day and time, people steal a lot of records.
They don't have to steal them anymore. It's just go to Spotify. I mean, you can pay $10 a month for Spotify, Pandora's Box, or whatever. Go to YouTube, or you can get music. It's hard to make a living in the record business anymore because we don't sell the records. They don't buy them.
Is that the reason people have so many concerts compared to what it used to be?
Well, we always made a lot of money at our concerts, but that was to help promote the record not more than anything else, but
pretty well
as well, because they'd hear that song at concert, then they'd go to Sam Goody's, Walmart, Kmart, wherever. You know, all those stores used to have a record department.
Right.
And they had one at Globe Shopping City too, where I worked when I went to Texas Tech. $1.70 an hour. Remember Globe?
Yeah.
I worked in Houseware, Hardware, Automotive. And we had a record department.
Everybody had a record department. People bought records.
Right over there by the appliance department. And we made a dadgum good royalty after the recoupables.
Yeah.
CBS Records gave us $150,000 to make the record. They sold records, got their $150,000 back first, and then we made a nice little royalty. Cha-ching every 3 months.
You're still getting paid your royalty.
Well, thanks to Sound Exchange, there's a new company. They are tracking not extraterrestrial radio, but terrestrial radio, internet, all that online stuff. The Spotify's, we get a little check every month because they're now tracking that, and we're getting royalties from that. But we don't get money from record sales. They're non-existent.
Nobody goes buy. I wouldn't know where to go buy a record. Somebody said you need to go buy a record. I'd say what? I think that I need to go down to the courthouse and buy somebody's criminal record. This is Kent Hance. You've heard the first part of the interview with Rudy Gatlin. He was great and very entertaining. And I hope you tune in next week for part 2 of Rudy Gatlin.